It's a lot of fun old stuff. Okay, so what this looks like something out of an old Frankenstein movie. I don't know.
A little bit, but not really.
Okay.
It's a oscilloscope. This just shows you your sparks and stuff. It says different RPMs on it and carbon combustion chamber efficiency. This is kind of a late model test equipment.
Okay. So this isn't that old, huh?
It isn't that old, no.
Okay. Sun Electronics.
A little bit like the oscilloscopes. One other time, a guy came here trying to sell me one. It was twice this big for something like $27,000.
Oh my goodness.
And I told him that I'd have to have cars lined up all the way down the street
Yeah.
and charge them $300 a piece to just check them.
Yeah.
And if there was anything wrong with them, particularly if something on the gauges was maybe should be 200, and if it was 180, I would have a chance to sell him something new, even though it would probably run just perfect at 150. We still have to sell him everything he needs to pay for that scope.
Too expensive.
Too expensive. So we had a little fun with that time. I had a Vega here at the time. It was towed in the same time he brought that scope in to try and sell it to me. So I says, here's one right here that don't run. A good illustration. So we hooked up the machine, him and his friend, a salesman there. And I think, so this was the Arizona salesman, sales rep. They hooked up the whole thing to it. They cranked it over, couldn't find anything. There was no emissions coming out the tailpipe.
Okay.
They couldn't figure out what was wrong with the car. I said, this is an example that comes in a tow truck. And your big machine, $27,000, can't tell me what's wrong with it. Checked everything else, and they said probably it was the coil.
Okay.
I said, okay, I'll go get a coil. And my smartness of it, I says, if the coil don't fit it, I'm going to charge the mechanic for the coil, not the customer, because it didn't fit it.
Mm-hmm.
So they got all done after a while, and they said, well, I guess we can't, this machine wasn't good enough to test that. And I said, well, the next time you ought to check it, there's no belt on it. No timing belt. It didn't rotate any of the distributor or anything.
Nothing was moving.
Nothing moved. And they tested it for 45 minutes trying to figure out why the car didn't run. So I said, I guess I don't need that machine to tell me it's the belt's off of it. So they packed the whole thing up and left.
Yeah, I think they were a little embarrassed at that point.
Probably, I think they were, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.